everyone! Welcome to Art Day! We're going to get started today. I want to teach you about one of my favorite elements of art, and that is patterns. So if you're ready, let's get started. Does anybody know what a pattern is? What actually does the word pattern mean? A pattern is when you have something, an image or some kind of little decorative something that gets repeated over and over and over again. That's what makes it a pattern. There are patterns in music, and there are also patterns in art. So you can see there's even a pattern on my shirt. Patterns are everywhere. So today, let me share with you an artist named Gustav Klimt, who loved to play with patterns. I'm going to show you a couple of his pieces. All right, here's the first one. Look at that tree, isn't that cool? So he drew a very cool swirly tree, but then he added all kinds of interesting patterns. That's what makes it really come to life. All right, let me show you one more by him. You can use interesting patterns on anything. Here's another one of his. Look at that. This is a portrait of a person, but look at all those interesting patterns that he used on her outfit, in the background. So that's what we're going to do today. You ready to make some patterns with me? So I have a collection of elephants that are really colorful and creative, and so I thought it would be fun for us to draw an elephant today made up of all kinds of different patterns. But first, let me show you a couple of my elephants that we have here. Look at this one, isn't that cool? See, every single one of these sections has a different pattern. Even the dots on the ear are a pattern. I've got a couple more. The other two are smaller. Look at this little guy. He's fancy, huh? He's got flowers in his pattern and all kinds of cool colors. And then here's one more. Look, he's even got some cool patterns on him too, or her. All right, so we're going to draw an elephant, and then we're going to make all kinds of cool patterns. You ready? I've got my pen. You can use your pencil. You can use whatever you want. What shapes do you think there are in an elephant? Because every time you draw anything, it's all about shapes. It's all about looking for the shapes. So let's start with the shape for the head. Okay, I'm going to draw a circle. Ta-da! All right, you guys have your circle? I'll give you a minute. Now, elephants have big floppy ears. So I'm going to draw kind of like I guess a triangle shape would be good. A little rounded. Kind of like that. It doesn't look like an elephant yet, does it? Don't worry, it will. All right, now we're going to draw the body. The body is like a big oval, like a big jelly bean. Okay? Ta-da! Can you tell what this is yet? We're almost there. Just wait. What else does it need? What else do you think our elephant needs? I'm going to go with legs. Legs are usually a good idea. So let's draw, they're kind of like rectangles, but a little bit more rounded. You got to give them little elephant feet. So one. How many legs does an elephant have? 4, that's right. 2. You drawing along with me? Okay. 3. And I'm going to bend the front leg so that it looks like the elephant's walking. Okay. Like that. You don't have to do that on yours, but you can if you want to. Your elephant can be doing anything you want. All right. Now, what else does our elephant need? A little tail. It's so cute already. All right, now I think it's time for the very important trunk. That's this big shape right here. We're going to draw that coming off of the face. Just like that. I'll give you guys a second to catch up. Or you're probably way ahead of me, aren't you? That's fine too. You draw whatever you want. I'm going to draw an eye next. Okay. And then our elephant also needs the tusk. You guys see? And so that's also kind of like a triangle. I'm going to draw a little shape here for it to be coming out of. And then I'm going to draw a big tusk right there. And then we're not going to see the other one because it's on the other side of the trunk. All right, so there's our basic elephant. Let me draw some little elephant toes. All right, and now I want to draw a background. So I'm just going to draw some hills. Do one hill way down here in the front. Another one back here. Maybe one more back here. You draw as many hills as you want. Or you can put your elephant in a different background too. You can put him in any background that you want. Then I think I'm going to do some mountains in mine. Mountains are kind of like triangles. And what else? Maybe a sun. And some clouds. That's a pretty good little scene, huh? It's looking great. So now what I want to do is get out some markers, and I'm going to start making up different patterns to put on the elephant and in the background. So instead of coloring it in like we normally would, we're going to make it all out of patterns. Are you ready? And you can make up any kind of patterns you want. A pattern is just something that gets repeated over and over again. So you can think up all kinds of different patterns that you want to use on your elephant. I've got my little bucket of markers here. I'm going to start with purple. And I want to just make some little triangles first around our elephant's eye. That's what I'm going to do. You don't have to do that though. You do whatever you want. I want my elephant to be very fancy. All right. Now I think I'm going to get orange and just make some little dots all the way down the front here. That's looking kind of cool. What else? Maybe some little stars on his head. And a color in the tusk. I'm going to make some little dots on the cheek. There's no rules. You do anything you want here. You just have fun. That's really what pattern is all about. What other colors do I have? Oh, I've got green. Let's See if I get any ideas from this. I kind of like some of these flower shapes. I might draw some flowers on mine. It's kind of weird to see an elephant flowers on it, but why not? It's your art. You do whatever you want on there. If I was an elephant, I would want to have flowers all over me. Okay. What else have I got here? Red. Just gonna make some zigzags. That one's gonna have to go back behind my flower. This is so much fun. I could just do this all day, making squiggles, making shapes and patterns. Back to green. I like to do dots too. I think polka dots make a really good pattern. Plus, I like the sound it makes when the marker hits the paper. All right, now maybe just some swirls. What other kinds of patterns can you think of? Do some triangles. Think about all the different shapes that you know. That can be a really good way to figure out what to make patterns out of. Uh-oh. He is looking good. Now, one thing I like to do, once I have a lot of different patterns and shapes going on in a picture, I like to go around just the very outside edge and make the line a little bit thicker. That just kind of helps it to not get lost. You'll be able to see the character a little bit better that way. So if you want to do that too, just go right around just the outside part and make a little bit of a thicker line. Because next, I'm going to start doing all kinds of crazy patterns in the background too, so I don't want our elephant to get totally lost in there. Although that could be kind of fun too. It's almost like a hidden picture that people have to look at and try to find. Gotta make our elephant look good. Do you have a name for your elephant? I feel like I feel like it always helps when you give your artwork a name. Then it feels real. What should I name my elephant? Any ideas? Think about it. If you have an idea, you can type it down there and let me know. Come on, Mr. Elephant. Almost there. It's a lot of work being an artist, huh? But you know what? It's a lot of fun work. I've been making art my whole life. Ever since I was about 3 years old, all I wanted to do was draw. I would get up really early in the morning before my parents woke up, and I would draw hundreds of drawings every morning. I don't know why. There was just something in me that really wanted to make art. I've always felt like that. Maybe you feel that way too. Do you like to draw a lot? If you do, the best thing that you can do is to practice. Just draw or paint, or if you like to make sculptures, whatever you like to do. Just do it all the time because the more you do, the better you'll get. I'm going to outline the ear too. I think our elephant needs a little smile. There we go. All right, are you ready for the background now? I am. What kinds of things am I going to put in the background? I'm going to take each layer. Do you remember our background words? This part down here, the part that's closest to us, is the foreground. This part in the middle is called the middle ground. And the farthest away part, do you remember what that is? It's the background. So I'm going to start in the foreground and I'm going to do swirls, I think. Remember, you're not coloring it in, you're just making shapes and patterns. We'll see if my marker can make it all the way across. If not, I think I've got a backup in there though. It's good to have backup markers. It's almost just like scribbling, which is a lot of fun. Scribbling or doodling, I doodle all the time. Sometimes I come up with my best ideas when I'm just doodling on the side of a piece of paper. There's less pressure to make something perfect. You just get to have fun. Okay, there's our, remember what it's called? Foreground. Very good. I heard you. All right, now let's do, I think I'm going to do orange for the middle ground. And I'm going to do wavy lines for that one. Try to use a different pattern in each part of your landscape, and that will help them to look different and stand out. This would be a pretty wacky place to be walking around, huh? But now that you've been drawing patterns and thinking about patterns, you're going to start noticing that there are patterns everywhere in the world that you go. Just pay attention. There's all kinds of different patterns. Like when you look at a building, if it's made out of bricks, that's a pattern. It's just rectangles repeated over and over and over again. Or when you look at a flower, the shapes of the petals, maybe they're triangles or kind of triangular, that's repeated over and over and over again all the way around it. Anything that has repetition, that's a pattern. And that is one of the many things that drawing and painting has in common with music. I know that there are a lot of talented musicians out there. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. All right. Now, for the background, what do I have left? Polka dots, okay. My favorite. It kind of sounds like a woodpecker. Can you hear it? Maybe I'll put my microphone closer. That's a rhythm. I feel like a drummer right now. You can make music and drawings at the same time. Pretend that that's a big field of flowers and each one of these dots is a different flower. That would be a lot of flowers. Don't worry, Mr. Elephant. I'm not going to get you. How are your drawings coming? Don't forget, we love to see your artwork. So after you watch this video, if it's okay with your parents, post them or have your parents post them for us so we can see your work. We love, love, love seeing your artwork. That makes my day. There are so many talented, creative people out there watching. We have more people watching us each week, which is amazing. I love that. Okay. What now? There's so many layers. I'm going to do stripes on my mountains. As long as you just use a different kind of shape, then that's a different pattern. So since the last one that had lines was wavy, I'm going to do straight lines for this one. Try to keep a lot of variety. Variety always makes it more interesting. I have to really concentrate, sorry. Don't want to mess up my pattern. All right. What do I want to do in here? Maybe just like a swirl. And I'm going to make some squiggles in the clouds. And what's left? The sky. I'm going to do some diagonal, like dashed lines. Almost looks like rain. Sorry, buddy, I don't mean to make it rain on you. There we go. Backgrounds are a lot more fun when you make them colorful and full of patterns like this. All right. There we go. Did we figure out a name for the elephant yet? I think I'm going to name you Sally. I don't know why, that's just the name that popped into my head. So this is Sally the elephant. And what is the last thing that you have to do when you finish a masterpiece? Do you guys remember? You have to sign your name. That way everybody who sees it will know who made it. So I'm going to sign mine down here in the foreground. Mr. Paul. Ta-da! It's a masterpiece. I bet yours is even cooler, and I cannot wait to see it. But take your time. You don't have to be done now. You can work on it for as long as you want. I'll be here, and I can't wait to see your artwork. I hope that you guys had a whole lot of fun today, and keep making art every day, every single day. Think of something creative you can do. Write a story, sing a song, do something creative. That's so fun and so important. We miss you guys so much. I can't wait until we're able to be back together again. But in the meantime, it is so much fun hanging out with you every week and making art together online like this. So keep being awesome like always. Have fun with patterns. See how many different patterns that you notice out in the world now that we've been talking about it and thinking about it. Okay? Hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Friday for another art day with Mr. Paul. Bye bye, everyone.